Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to all of you once again to the physics competitive classes. We were talking about magnetism and matter, and today we are going to talk about the new topic again. Some of the questions we are going to deal with that is nothing but moving charges and magnetism. So we will solve the questions. The first question is, so before going to that moving charges and magnetism, isn't it? What we have studied, a charge is moving and for the several effects are there. A charge is moving in a wire in a circular path, the forces may be in a wire, Byers-Savage law, Ampere circuit rule, and two currents are in the same direction, the force experienced by that, these are all things we have studied, right? So from all those things we are dealing the question, we are going to talk about the questions, right? And now we are going to talk about the first question. I hope all of you have seen the concepts, like maybe formulations, all those. So just go through it, keep it in mind. Now according with the question, we are going to talk the things and we will recall all the formulas and all. Now the first question is, a ionized hydrogen atom, proton atoms and alpha particles with the same momenta enters perpendicular to the constant magnetic field, say magnetic field in this way, and alpha particle, ionized alpha particle means hydrogen means it is only having proton, only having proton. Alpha particles means 2 protons and 2 neutrons, that is alpha particle, 2 protons and 2 neutrons with the same momenta enters to the perpendicular to the constant magnetic field B. The ratio of the radii of their paths will be RH and R alpha, you have to find out. So you know that when RH divided by R alpha, you have to find out. What we know? We know that whenever a particle is moving in a magnetic field, the path is deflected or it is not moving straight, it is moving, using left hand rule, it is moving that we can predict what is the force, all those things. Definitely, but which is having same momenta. Now what is that R? So R is nothing but generally mv divided by qb, right? But mv is nothing but momentum divided by qb. Q and B is constant, P is constant momentum and constant magnetic field. So we can write down R is here divided by Q. So RH divided by R alpha, right? I have to write down the charge, it is inversely proportional. Alpha charge I have to write down here, and beta charge I have to write down here, that is 2 times of proton, the charge, and here it is 1 times that of proton, inversely proportional, so I can write down it is 2:1, simple. So that is nothing but radii, that is nothing but in this way. So 2:1, the answer is C. The answer is C. Welcome to all of you. We were talking about moving charges and magnetism, and the next question we are going to talk, that is the thing, but a cylindrical conductor of radius r having or is carrying a constant current, the plot of the magnitude of the magnetic field B with the distance d from the center of the conductor is correctly represented by the figure. So which figure is represents the exact So a cylindrical conductor is there, and the ampere circuit law we have studied, right? So this is the center and this is area, the radius A. Here it is given radius is R, okay. Carrying a constant current, the plot of the magnitude of the magnetic field B with the distance from the center of the conductor is. Now what happens in the cylindrical conductor about the magnetic field? Okay, on the surface it is maximum, right? On the surface it is maximum, okay, that will be, okay, directly proportional to R or maximum, okay. Inside the surface with respect to distance, how it is, and outside the surface with respect to distance, how it is. We know that for distance is less than R, for distance less than R means that is inside the conductor, that is going to become magnetic field is, the magnetic field is directly proportional to R, which is increasing, and when it becomes on the surface, when D becomes equal to R, it becomes maximum, which you will get the value as D, and when D is greater than R, which is inversely proportional to D, inversely proportional to D square you are going to get, so B you are going to get less. So here it is increases linearly, becomes maximum and becomes less with respect to this, and this becomes the graph. So the B will be the answer for this question. So you have to go through this graph, okay. So the next question we are going to talk about, that is current sensitivity. Current sensitivity of a moving coil galvanometer is 5 division per milliampere. Current sensitivity, okay, that is NBA divided by K, isn't it? Pi by I, the number of deflections per meter, current per current, divisions per current, that is current sensitivity. So we have written that is formula NBA divided by K, which is equal to 5. Okay, 5 divisions per milliampere. Next, its voltage sensitivity is 20 divisions. Voltage sensitivity is nothing but again NBA divided by KR, which is equal to 20. Okay, the resistance of the galvanometer is, so which is appeared for 2018 NEET. All the questions we are going to discuss here, it is, that is previous exam questions, okay. So whenever I am going to solve here, after looking at the video, again you have to solve on your own without looking at the solutions, okay. You have to get the confidence in such a way. So again and again you have to concentrate, again and going to same problem, you go and do that, okay, 2 times or 3 times. Once you get the confidence kind of questions, you will get more and more confidence, you can solve or you can get ideas, okay, like that it is. Now while coming to this, we know that SI by SV, isn't it? SI by SV, if I do, means NBA by K, that is K is figure of merit of the galvanometer, N is the number of turns, magnetic field, and A is the area of the coil, into KR divided by NBA, you are going to get R. So SI by SV I have to do, but it is milliampere per division, no. So 5 divisions per milliampere, isn't it? 5 divisions per milliampere, that is 5 divisions per milliampere, 1 milliampere. Then 1 ampere, how many divisions? Actually we want for the general case, no. Okay, it is not just that SI divided by SV which is equal to R we have to find out. It is not just that 5 divided by 20 you have to do, that is 5 for milliampere. For 1 ampere is how much? That is nothing but 1 into 5 divided by 1 into 10 to the power minus 3, so which becomes 5 into 10 to the power 3, okay. So for 1 ampere, okay, so which is equal to 5000 divisions divided by 20, you are going to get 250 ohm, 250 ohm, okay. So the resistance of the galvanometer is 250 ohm. So next we are going to talk about one more questions. Just go through it before I erase the board. Once again read the question and try to solve it, okay. Try to solve it, visualize the question, learn the question, read the question carefully, okay. So yes, a metallic rod of mass per unit length, mass per unit length means what? Mass per unit length, which is equal to 0.5 kg per meter, kg per meter, is lying on horizontally on a smooth inclined plane, which makes an angle 30 degree, okay, which makes an angle 30 degree with the horizontal rod, horizontal, okay, makes an angle 30 degree with the horizontal. The rod is not allowed to slide by flowing a current through it when the magnetic field of induction 0.25 Tesla is acting on it, okay, in the vertical direction. The current flowing in the rod to keep it stationary is, okay, to keep that rod stationary is, okay. Now see, horizontal plane is in this way, which is inclined, okay, which is inclined, where one wire is there. Now if you see in this way, this is a 3-dimensional diagram. If you see in this way, you can see only the circular portion, and in this way, right? Whereas the magnetic field is vertical in this way. It is a smooth plane, see, they have given it is a smooth plane. Any smooth plane, if you keep, okay, any of the object if you keep in a smooth plane, what happens? It slides quickly. Why? Because it is slippery, no, there is no friction. If there is a friction, means it will be going to, slowly it may come, okay. Now suppose there is no friction and smoothly it is going to slide down, but the thing is that you are going to apply a magnetic field and a current in such a way that it is going to stick to that surface and it is not going to commit back, okay. So how I have to write down? What are the forces? Already mg is there. So mg will be component divided here, right? Mg cos theta, isn't it? So this becomes mg sin theta. So the coming down force is mg sin theta. I have to give a force in such a way that opposite to mg sin theta. That must be provided because of the magnetic field force. And which is that? If a current carrying conductor is kept, that is nothing but force which is equal to BIL sin theta. Okay, BIL sin theta, but here force is nothing but BIL sin 90, because see, current is flowing in that direction. Current is flowing in one direction. So, or in this way if you talk means also, so left hand rule if you use means also current, magnetic field and force, okay. So magnetic field, current will be in this direction, magnetic field will be in one direction, the force will be in the exact in this way. That is actually F is equal to BIL. But what actually, if you divide this component as along this theta, so it becomes F cos theta and this becomes F sin theta, and this is normal reaction, okay. So mg sin theta it balances, F cos theta becomes mg sin theta. So mg sin theta which is equal to F cos theta. f cos theta. So mg into cos theta, sin theta by cos theta is tan theta, which is equal to f, which is equal to f. F is nothing but what? BIL, that is mg tan theta. So BIL is nothing but I have to find out. So mg divided by B into L into tan theta. Okay. See, current is inside the board. Okay. Current, magnetic field and force. Okay. Magnetic field. Okay. Current and force. Magnetic field, current is inside the board and force will be in this way, left hand rule. Okay. Now what is that? Mg sin theta will be in this way. Now this you have to do. Okay. Mg, m is how much? Okay. M by L they have given. See, m by L they have given into G divided by B into tan theta. Now tell me, I'll erase this. I think you have seen all those things while we are writing, because I have to write down the solution here. Now what is tan theta? Tan 30 degree. What is tan 30 degree? Half divided by root 3 by 2, isn't it? 1 by root 3. Tan 30 is. Now m by L is how much? 0.5 into G is, let it be 10. Okay, divided by B is how much? B is the magnetic field and they have given it as 0.25 Tesla into tan theta is 1 by root 3. Root 3 is how much? 1.4 nearly. So into 5 means how much it becomes? 5. Okay, I am going to write down it as 25 into 10 to the power minus 2, right, into root 3. 10 to the power minus 2, take it here, 5 into 10 to the power plus 2 becomes 500 divided by 25 into root 3. 25 ones are 25 twos are, so nearly it is 20 divided by 1.4, isn't it? So what is the answer you are going to get? What is the answer you are going to get? Do it and tell me the answer. Guess the answer. You are going to get it as 5 by root 3, okay, 0.25 divided by root 3 into 10, okay, that becomes 5 and 0.2, so you are going to get 11.32, isn't it? 11.32, 1.5, isn't it? 11.32 you are going to get. So 9.8 you apply, okay, and you find out multiplication, you must be quick in that multiplication. So you are going to get equal to, so you are not supposed to, 10 we have taken approximation, right, and again numerator also we have taken approximation. So 9.8 into you have to multiply and you have to get the answer, okay, that is the thing. So next we are going to move to the another question. Okay, so yes, an arrangement of 3 parallel straight wires placed perpendicular to the plane of the paper carrying same current I along the same direction as shown in the figure, there it is given. Magnitude of force per unit length on the middle wire B is given by. See, the arrangement is given and it is kept perpendicular, okay, that that 3 wires are kept perpendicular to the plane means like this, it is towards you. One is here and another one is here. Okay, both are carrying the current in the same direction towards you. Both are carrying the current in the same direction, means they are going to attract, isn't it? Now force on what? Magnetic force per unit length on the middle wire B, you have to write down. On the middle wire means C, on this. It is towards this, no, force on B because of A and force on B because of C is in this way, it is in this way. The net force will be parallelogram law you have to write down, and it will be in this way, isn't it? Both are perpendicular to each other. So actually what is the force? The force on A, B by C, which is equal to force on A by C, will be same, that is F, which is equal to force per unit length only, isn't it? What is that? Mu naught into I divided by 2 pi d, isn't it? That formula, mu naught I divided by 2r, the distance, 2r or that distance, mu naught I divided by 2r. Okay, so what is that force expression? That is nothing but mu naught I1 into I2, yes, sorry, that mu naught into I1 I2 divided by 2 pi d or 2 pi r or 2 pi x, whatever, that is d distance. So here it is d distance. So what is that force? I can write down here, that is I1 and I2 is same, so I square I can write down divided by 2 pi d. Now the net force how I can calculate? So net force is nothing but square root of F1 square plus F2 square, which is nothing but F, right? So I am going to get 2F square, so I am going to get root 2F. So root 2 is there, F is nothing but mu naught I square divided by 2 pi d. Okay, now mu naught I square divided by, I can write down root 2, so root 2 into root 2 I can write down, 1 cancels, root 2 pi d. Mu naught I square root 2 pi d, mu naught I square root 2 pi into d. Option is D, isn't it? Option is D you are going to get. This is the question. So as I don't confuse with this formula for Ampere circuital rule or this and all for the magnetic field force and all. Okay, remember this is force per unit length only we are going to get. Okay, we have derived in this way only, force per unit length only. Okay, that is same they are given, so no problems here. Just force they have asked means you have to multiply it with the length if it is not unit length. Okay, if it is not 1 meter means we have to multiply that. So we will move to the next question now. Okay, so what it says? It says that a long wire carrying steady current is bent into circular loop of 1 ton. A long wire is there which is turned into circular loop of 1 ton. Okay, the magnetic field at the center of the loop is B. The magnetic field at the center of the loop is B. Magnetic field at the center of the loop is B. It is then bent into circular coil of N turns. Then same wire I am going to stretch it back once again. I am going to turn it with N turns. The magnetic field at the center of the coil of N turns will be, say it is B1, say it is B2. What is B1? If a circular loop is there, what is the thing? What is the total magnetic field? We know that magnetic field is nothing but which is equal to mu naught into I divided by 2r, the radius. No, for a coil derivation we have done at the center. Now if number of turns means how much it is, the number of turns means how much. So B2 will be N turns are there. No, here how it becomes, see, 2 pi r. No, so L is equal to r theta. No, r into 2 pi isn't it? L is equal to r theta, L is equal to 2 pi r here. So r is equal to L by 2 pi, right? So B, which is equal to mu naught I divided by how much? 2 into L by 2 pi you are going to get. But what about this case? Any guesses? How I can write down for n? How I can write down for n? N terms are there, means B2 must be mu naught into n times I divided by 2r. But what is r? R is nothing but L is equal to 2 pi into r, how many times? N times, and r is no longer r, it is r dash, because the radius is not same, no. Or what I have told, that is nothing but it is then bent into circular coil of n turns of the magnetic field, okay. So definitely it is r dash, we are not going to write down r dash. So r dash will be how much? Which is equal to L divided by n times 2 pi. N times 2 pi is there, no. Now I will get B2 will be equal to n times mu naught I divided by 2 L times n 2 pi. So I am going to get as n times mu naught I divided by 2L, n 2 pi goes to the numerator, n square 2 pi it becomes, isn't it? So in this way, so everything is constant, your B2 is directly proportional to n square, everything is constant, okay, yeah. So B2 is must be directly proportional to n square into B. B was this much, no, B you can write down here only, okay. L by 2 pi you can write down, okay, that I can substitute, okay, no issues, generally only we can do it. See, B which is equal to n, I am going to write down separately here, mu naught I divided by 2 times L by 2 pi is nothing but B, remaining one n is there, it goes to the numerator, it becomes then that way. So I can write down B dash or B2 which is equal to B into n square, isn't it, like that. So what will be the option? Option will be B. So once again you go through these problems, okay, it is not like that at a time you will doing and everything you are going to get answer, no, it is not like that, practice is very much necessary for you, okay. So again and again go through this problem which is repeated one, most of the times repeated question paper, that is old question paper, you will get lot of sources, old question paper you have to solve, and you have to solve as much as problem formulas, okay. So then tricks will help you, if you just find out the tricks, you are not go, you are fast in mathematics to solve all those formulations, means again time consuming will be more, okay. So less and less time you have to solve the maximum problems, okay. So next problem we are going to move now, okay. Next we are going to talk about the 7th question, so which is there on the board, just go through it. An electron is moving in a circular path under the influence of a transverse magnetic field. Transverse means the magnetic field is perpendicular to the motion, okay. Now that field is B, which is equal to 3.57 into 10 to the power minus 2, 3.57 into 10 to the power minus 2, okay. Tesla, if the value of E by m is, okay, so that is you can't see on the screen, the value of E by m is 1.76 into 10 to the power 11, okay, coulomb per kg, that is nothing but 1.76 E by m is equal to 1.76 into 10 to the power minus 11 plus 11 coulomb per kg, so which is not visible on the screen there, okay. Then I will read that question, that is kg. The frequency of revolution of the electron is. The frequency of the revolution of the electron is. Frequency you have to find out. What is frequency? So electron is moving. So perpendicular means definitely the charge is moving in a circular plane. No, circle. When it is charge is moving in a magnetic field, it takes a circle, right? Frequency of revolution you have to find out when it is subjected to 3.57 Tesla. Now you know that frequency or time period you can write down velocity is equal to distance, no, distance by time for one revolution, no. So 1 by t I can write down velocity is equal to 2 pi r into f. F you have to find out, f which is equal to v divided by 2 pi r. F is equal to v divided by 2 pi r. But can we use this equation? V is not given, 2 pi r we have hardly, okay, but V how I can write down, but I have that electron if it is moving means a charge is moving or subjected to a magnetic field means that force experience is nothing but QVB sin theta, sin 90 is equal to 1, which produces a centripetal force mv square by r. I can get the V here, so QB into R equal to mv divided by m. Now if I substitute f is equal to v I have substitute means, so 1 by 2 pi r is there, v I have to substitute, that is nothing but qbr divided by m. So what I am going to get, f which is equal to q b r gets cancelled and m after that 2 pi. Okay. Now q is nothing but the charge of the electron, that is E, and E by m is given. No. So what you are going to write down, E by m is nothing but 1.76 into 10 to the power 11 into B is how much, that is 3.57 into 10 to the power minus 2 B, okay, that you write down there. And what is m? M, okay, E by m already given, no need to write down, 2 into 3.14. So calculate it, almost cancels, that is 2, almost this cancels, no, okay, 10 means it is into 10 to the power 9, 10, 11, isn't it, 9, 10, 11, so 9 you are going to get, and what is the answer here? So divided by 2, 1.76 divided by 2 nearly 0.88, no, nearly 0.88, 0.88 is there, no, 0.88 will be equal to 1, no, 1 10 to the power 9 means giga, no, gigahertz, nearly 1 you are going to get, and that is what the question answer. So solve it clearly, everything, all the questions we are going to solve here of previous year questions, okay. So build the confidence, once not one question once if you see means no, it is not at all a use. One question 3 or 3 times you have to see, the same questions repeated you see. First become the, thorough, make that, proper, so that you can go for other questions, okay. So this is about, so I will put next question, you can go through it. So read the question and guess the answer before I go to solve it, okay. What it says, the raised question, okay. It says that, see, a long solenoid has 1000 turns. This also appeared for 2016 NEET examination. A solenoid is there, okay, who is having 1000 turns, means n is equal to 1000, okay. And what is going to happen when the current of I is equal to 4 ampere, I is equal to 4 ampere flows through it. The magnetic flux linked with each turn of this solenoid is, okay, magnetic flux linked with each turn of the solenoid is pi. Magnetic flux density means B, magnetic flux means pi, Each and every term you have to remember is 4 into 10 to the power minus 3 Weber. Okay. Now the self inductance of the solenoid. So it is not only the question only from moving charges and magnetism, it is a mixture of the question from moving charges, magnetism and electromagnetic induction. Right, dear students? What do you mean by electromagnetic induction? What do you mean by induction? What do you mean by self inductance? You know that in the case of electromagnetic induction, N times magnetic flux is linked with the coil is nothing but L into I. Right? Simple. Everything is given for us. You have to find out the self inductance. L is equal to N into pi divided by I. That you have to find out. Of course, it is moving charges and magnetism, but electromagnetic induction is related here. That is a combination of both the things. Okay. Now, what we have 1000 into 4 into 10 to the power minus 3 means 4 I am going to get. Cancels, so it is again 4 oh, and the answer is 1, isn't it? L is equal to 1 Henry, right? L is equal to 1 Henry we are going to get. Okay, now this is about the solution. Okay. Now next I am going to put one more question. Yes. So what you have to do is, see, before all the questions you go and try. I am always in my class I am going to tell you that at least 10 or 20 questions per day, at least 15 questions per day. You have to gun for solve it, you have to solve it. For each subject, give the proper timings for that for the solution. Now I hope this question you have seen and read, so read that questions again and we are going to solve it. Okay. So what it says, a square loop ABCD carrying a current I is placed near. Okay, I will read once again because some of the portion of the question may be gone there. A long solenoid of that is done. A square loop of ABCD is carrying a current I is placed near the coplanar, and coplanar with the straight conductor. Long straight conductor XY, which is as shown in the figure, right? Carrying a current I, the net force on the loop will be, see, the current carrying is this much. The current carrying is I and capital I. This is I. Right. So this is, it is clockwise it is moving, no? That is small letter I. This distance L by 2 they have given. And that distance is capital letter L. Now what do you have to find out? The net force on the loop will be the force because of that. Now the current is flowing in this way, in this conductor, that is the first conductor I can write down. Because of that, one force is there in this conductor 1, conductor 2, conductor 3 and conductor 4. So the net force will be F1, F2, F3, F4. No? The net force will be in this way. Okay. Now what is the force acting? I can give you the names again, it is in the figure AB, CD. The force on AB, okay, that I can write down, no? Force on AB, which is equal to, what is the force? Force on CD, what is the force? Force on BC and AD. Is there any force? Okay. See, this is attracting repulsion like this, but it is in this way, right? Okay. So there is net force is 0 for BC and AD. The net force on BC and AD is 0, but for AB and CD is not 0 because here the distance is same, no, from this So before you tell me what is the formula for the force experienced by the conductor, that we know that mu into I divided by 2 pi d, isn't it? Mu into I divided by 2 pi d. Okay. So mu into I, okay, mu into I divided, because both the currents, okay, and isn't it? Now force on AB is how much? Per unit length means this equation. Just force means length you have to multiply, no? Length you have to multiply. That length will be L. The length will be L, isn't it? The total force. Can you do it? Can you do that? Okay. So the force will be how much? Which is equal to mu into I divided by 2 pi L by 2 is the distance, and I into I, okay, to the length, for the length L, okay. Now for this C by CD, okay, that is nothing but mu naught into I into L divided by 2 pi. What is this distance? L by 2 plus L. L by 2 plus L. How much? That is 3L by 2. L by 2. This both the distance are same. So opposite forces get cancelled each other. So the net force will be, because of this it is attractive, because of this it is repulsive. So you can write down net force is equal to FAB minus FCD. So you can get, that is mu naught I into I L divided by 2 pi L by 2 minus mu naught I into I L divided by 2 pi into 3 L by 2. So 2 pi everything is common, no? 2 pi L is there, 2 pi 3L is there, 3L. Everything is common here, 3 is remaining, you can take it out, that is mu naught into I 2L divided by, okay, that is nothing but 2 pi L, that is 1 minus 1 by 3. 2L everything. So 1 minus 1 by 3 is how much? That is 3 minus 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 into mu naught, 2 cancels, I into I and L divided by pi L. L cancels, 2 cancels, pi. Mu naught I into I. Mu naught I into I divided by pi 2 by 3. The option is fourth one, isn't it? Option is fourth one. That is what the thing. And the next question we are going to move, that is this. Okay, we are going to talk about the next question. A long straight wire of a radius A. Now the radius is A, okay, of a wire. This total is A. Carries a current I. The current is uniformly distributed over the cross section. Okay, uniformly distributed. The ratio of the magnetic field B and B dash at a radial distance A by 2 and 2A. A means A by 2 is somewhere here and 2A is A. So that is B and B dash. B is nothing but for A by 2, right? And B dash is nothing but for 2A from the axis of the wire. So this you have to find out. BA by 2 and B2A. Now how you can write down? See, Ampere circuital rule you have to use here. So for this point you are going to consider a cylindrical material, and what is the current you are going to find out, and you are going to find out the data, no? So Ampere circuit rule, what it says, B into, okay, integral, line integral of B dl, which is equal to mu naught into I. But I is no longer I dash, because all the current is uniformly distributed. Now for this area is different current, let a larger area different current, larger area different current, larger area different current, like that. Charges are less, no? That you can find out, that is like this. See, pi a square has got this much of current. Okay, that is I. Okay, for unit area. Now I dash means for this area, how much is the current? That is into area you have to do, pi a square in that. Okay, what is that area here? Pi a by 2 square, no, pi a square. Pi a square by 2 becomes 4, no? Right? This is current per unit area throughout the area. Now I is the current for throughout the area. Now what is the current for this? Pi a square by 4, because this area, no? Simple. Okay. There is no, nothing like rocket science, no. Simple. AA cancels, pi cancels, you are going to get I by 4, means that current is I by 4. Now apply this, apply this formula. So B into 2 pi r, isn't it? 2 pi r is nothing but A by 2 for this, which is equal to I by 4 into mu naught. What is the magnetic field you are going to get? Magnetic field is mu naught I equal to divided by 4 pi, 2 cancels here, 4 pi a, that is for which A by 2. See now this is by applying this I have used, okay. Without applying that, if you remember the formula, means which formula I have to apply inside that? Inside is nothing but inside, which is equal to 2 pi a is not, 2 pi r I am going to write down, 2 pi r mu naught into I into x, this is the formula, right, r square. X is how much? A by 2. R is how much? A square. So it becomes 4, A cancels, remaining A. What is that formula? Mu naught into I into x divided by 2 pi r square for conductor inside. Got? Need not to apply this formula, direct formula if you remember means this much. You will get the same answer. Now what about for 2a? What about for 2a? After that ratio you have to find out. 2a, there is nothing but mu naught I into 2 pi x. Mu naught I divided by 2 pi x. So that is equal to, again, this is the direct formula. Again you can make out, that is nothing but integral of B dl, which is equal to mu naught into I. Outside the current will be same, no, it is not increase decrease. If the wire will be there, your outside means throughout all current you are going to get, because of all current that magnetic field. But inside means whatever the area is there, because of that only you are going to get the magnetic field. Got? Yes. Now I will apply later formula, okay. So B is equal to 2 pi into 2a, which is equal to mu naught into I. So you are going to get B, which is equal to mu naught into I divided by 4 pi a, correct? Yes. Then you can, this is for 2a. Now what I have to apply? B a by 2 divided by B 2a, which is equal to same, which is equal to 1. The answer will be B. But what did I say? Direct, no need to apply again for all those things, no need to apply this Ampere circuit rule. You have to apply which formula? that is nothing but B inside, which is equal to mu naught into I into x divided by 2 pi r square, and B outside, which is equal to mu naught into I divided by 2 pi, isn't it, mu naught I divided by 2 pi x, no, 2 pi 2a, 4 pi a, both are same. You will get the ratio is 1, so that you are going to get the value as 1. Simple, right? So go to the next question, read that and try to get the answer. Okay. So now it seems that too much calculation, this is NEET problems. Okay, this is NEET problems, no too much calculations. This is sufficient you have to do. Okay, this is the thing you have to do. Next we are going to go for another problem, that is again and again you have to concentrate and you have to solve it. I am going to tell you once again, you have to solve it, this problem. Now, an electron moving in a circular orbit, an electron moving in a circular orbit of radius r, makes n rotations per second, n rotations per second means what? N rotations per second means what? It is frequency, right? The magnetic field produced at the center has magnitude. At the center, what is the magnetic field? That you have to find out. How to find out? At the center for any coil, magnetic field is how much? Mu naught into I divided by 2r, right? Mu naught I divided by 2r. Now simple, mu naught I divided by 2r you have to get, but E is there, I is not there. It means that I is converted in terms of, current is converted in terms of Q by T, no? Q by T. What is current? Current which is equal to charge divided by time period. Charge divided by time period means it is F in itself. You can write down, no? Per second it is given E. What is per second? That is NE. I is equal to N into E, F. So I will write all the things again. So if I erase, see, current means Q per time, which is equal to E means E divided by T means F is given, that is N into E. So current is equal to N into E. Apply there. So B, which is equal to mu naught into N into E divided by 2R. So I am going to write down small r because they have given small r, right? Mu naught N into E divided by 2R. No. Mu naught N into E divided by 2R. Simple problem. Think that's little much you have to think. For all the problems, numerical sums you have to think, right? That is very much necessary. The logical explanation, logical, you would apply. So this is, so again, one more question we are going to move. That is the thing, but this, okay, a wire. This is simple because all this type of problems while talking about synopsis we have discussed. While talking about synopsis we have discussed that. No, a wire carrying a current I has the shape as shown in the figure. Means one is on the board like this, remaining is towards you. The another one is remaining is towards you. No. So you have to visualize that. It is in this way and it is moving in this way. Let me write down in that way itself, simply. So X is there, Y is there, Z is there. This is Z, this is y and this is x towards you in this way. R is the radius. R is the radius. I, as the shape as shown in the adjoining figure, linear parts of the wire are very long and parallel to x-axis. Very long and parallel to x-axis. Okay, this is point P. So current is going here means it is crossing. Current is coming back here means coming back towards you. That's why I have written that. I can't write down perpendicular diagram, right? Visualize that. Okay. Now, next x-axis. While semicircular portion of the radiuses are lying on the yz plane, magnetic field at the point O is. Magnetic field at the point O. Current is going inside means magnetic field here. Because of 1 I am going to write down, because of 2, because of 3. Because of 2, because of 1 is minus z axis, no, that is k minus k. Because of 2, that is in this way means towards, here, towards, that is x axis is towards you, x axis minus, because of 2 is minus x axis, that is minus I in the direction. Then here coming towards you, isn't it? So one is going towards you, another one is coming back, that is nothing but, so magnetic field is towards the board, it is in this way at the point of P, okay, it is in this way, okay, that is again z axis, see, rotating, so because of 3 is minus z axis, that is minus k, along that is direction I found. Now what is the magnetic field because of the long wires that we have studied? Mu naught I into 4 pi r into cos theta 1 cos theta 2 for infinite, that formula, everything we have studied, and such kind of problems also we have discussed. Now for that we are going to get, for the first one, so we can write down B1 which is equal to mu naught into I divided by 4 pi r. Mu naught into I divided by 4 pi r along which axis? Minus k axis. Because of 2, that is nothing but half semicircular, full circular just now we have studied, half of that, isn't it? So that mu naught I divided by, because of 2, that is mu naught I divided by 4r we are going to get, mu naught I divided by 4r. Along which axis? Along minus I axis, that is x axis. Next again the same thing, again minus z axis, that is B3 which is equal to minus mu naught I divided by 4 pi r, okay, 4 pi r. See this is the center P, this is distance r, this is distance r, this is distance r, no? So 4 pi r into k. You have to add it so that you are going to get total answer. No, you have get total answer, that is B. So add and tell me, this is both are same, no, minus I am going to take it out, that is mu naught I divided by 4 pi r, okay, plus that is 2 times, okay, in the same direction, plus mu naught I, again it is minus mu naught I divided by 4r. So minus means you have to take out means 2 into mu naught I, 2 into mu naught I divided by 4 pi r plus mu naught I divided by 4r along I and along k. This we didn't write, that is I cap. Again mu naught I, don't get confused with I, this is I. So do we have that answer? That is pi I plus 2k, you are going to get mu naught I by 4 pi You are getting the answer. Mu naught I 4 pi r 2 times and mu naught I. Okay. So mu naught I 4 r, if you take it out, means minus mu naught I divided by 4 r, if you take it out, means what is remaining? 2 by pi. 2 by pi minus or plus, that is 1 by 1 it is remaining. No. So this is I. This is I and this is k. So I plus k. So find out for this clearly. So go through it. Minus we have taken this much, already minus is there. So take the common term, that is in these equations. Minus will be there, that is mu naught I you are going to take it out, divided by 4 pi r you are going to take it out. So what happens? K is remaining and 2 times k plus pi is taken out, so pi into I cap. Isn't it simple? Minus mu naught I 4 pi r pi I plus 2k. Okay. The option will be C. So clearly once again go through it. If you write out again common term, take it out, everything, go through it. Okay. So this is what you can make out. So about this. So this is what about this question. Definitely this kind of question definitely will come. Definitely will come. More and more questions you can solve it. Okay.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.